We are a 501c3 nonprofit. We specialize in animal education, and right now you might be able to see I have a very adventurous little wallaby who wants to kind of get out and play a little bit. I'm going to see if I can get him to take a bottle. Hi, bud. What's your bottle?
Oh my goodness, what a cutie.
Dedicated to, let's get him. Hi, bud. Want to get out? We're dedicated to conservation, and we're dedicated. Hi, buddy. Of course, you start with the little hoppy wallaby. We thought he'd just be really good to take his bottle because it's bottle time. Okay. 1 second. All right. Of course, we start out. There we go. So this is Erwin, and Erwin is a almost exactly 1-year-old Bennett's wallaby. His birthday is actually Friday, the 24th. You want to go down?
Oh, happy birthday.
I'm actually going to come back to him in a second.
Okay. I also want to let people know, go ahead, if you have any questions for Tom about any of the animals you see on today, please go ahead and leave a comment either through Zoom or Facebook, however you're joining us today, and we can go ahead and get those answered. Oh, looks like it cut up here a little bit. Tom, you still there?
Hey, everybody. I'll be very, very excited.
Oh, there you are.
This. All right. Am I good?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so hi, everybody. Once again, my name is Tom. Specialized in animal education. I apologize for having a wallaby jump all over me and distracted me. Now, with me right now, I have a cute and cuddly animal. Now, a lot of the animals I'm going to show you, I would not recommend to make good pets. But this is Komodo. And Komodo is a guinea pig. And guinea pigs actually make pretty good pets. Now, they are really, really neat animals. They are a completely domesticated animal. That means you're not going to find them in the wild. You're only going to find them in the care of man. And they are a rodent, which means that they're in the same family as rats and mice and that type of thing. Now, a lot of people ask, what makes a rodent a rodent? Now, the main thing that makes a rodent is they have ever-growing front teeth. So the teeth right there are going to kind of continue to grow and grow and grow. And so guinea pigs, for good health, need things to be able to chew on. That means you need to give them like little sticks or anything like that that actually allows them to basically grind down those teeth. Now, guinea pigs are originally, when they were a wild animal, were found in South America. And actually, this animal right here is a delicacy, which is still enjoyed in South America. If you look at them, you can see that it's sniffing everything. So this is a prey animal. I have a big nose and they're eat them. I have guinea pigs here at Northwest Animal Adventures. And the reason we have 3 guinea pigs is guinea pigs are called a gregarious animal. Now, gregarious means that they like to live in large groups. And so Komodo here lives with 2 other guinea pigs, one named Pancake and one's named Berry, and they like to live together. Now, guinea pigs, they make little noises, and sometimes you can get them to make the noises. You want to make those noises? If you can hear it next to the computer. Well, they're not really making noises, but they make like a beep, 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 beep. And they're very, very cute when they go ahead and do it. All right. Are there any questions in the chat for guinea pigs at all?
I'll be honest, I don't know if we lost
I don't see anything right now yet, Tom, but I'm keeping an eye on the ones here for Facebook. I kind of have a question though here too. So
Sure.
You may have mentioned this here too. What is it that he likes to eat?
Oh, that's a great question. So guinea pigs are herbivores, and herbivores are animals that eat plant matter. So here we feed a lot of light lettuces like romaine and iceberg, and we also give a specialized pellet. Now, if you have a guinea pig at home, you shouldn't give it too much pellets. They actually need only a little bit of pellets, and most of their food should be like a Timothy hay, and they need vitamin C, and so things like bell peppers are extremely healthy for them. And then also, they need lots of room to kind of run. You want to make sure that they have a big enough area to kind of skirt. And they get pretty big for rodents. Komodo here is not yet full grown. He could actually get probably a little bit bigger than this. And they also are extremely cute. Now they also have little chubby cheeks, and they can actually eat things. They find something that's really, really yummy, that'll actually allow them to basically be able to hold on to food. And they come in a lot of different styles, I guess you would say, or subspecies, or kind of like same like your dog at home. You know, you could have a lab or a chihuahua or a corgi or a Great Dane. Well, guinea pigs, you can get guinea pigs with short hair, you can get guinea pigs with long hair, you can get guinea pigs with like curly hair, you can get guinea pigs that are what's called silky, and they have long hair. We, after years of having lots of guinea pigs, have decided that we like the haired guinea pigs because they don't get mats. All right, well, if nobody has any back, and I'm actually going to grab out another animal that would not be found in South America. I'm going to grab out one that would be found all the way in Northern Africa. Now, this next animal is one that is super cute, but I don't know if I would ever use the word cuddly for him. Oh, ouch. This is Spike. And Spike is an African pygmy hedgehog. And African pygmy hedgehogs are found in Northern Africa. Now, there are two different places you're going to find hedgehogs. One is Europe and the other is Africa. The European hedgehogs are a lot bigger than the African pygmy hedgehogs, which is the one you normally will see in the United States. Now, these animals are super duper cool. I want you guys all to take a look at those spikes going on the back. So right now, I just woke him up. He was taking a really nice nap. And like everybody else, when you wake up, you get a little bit grumpy and you get that, I don't want to be messed with. So they have these spikes, and they have really cool muscles on their back, what actually allows them to be able to, camera turn on. Sorry, look, 1 second.
No worries.
There we go.
Sorry about that. Looks like the camera cut off for a second. But you can see that they have those spikes that kind of go all over the place. And those spikes that go all over the place, they actually can control those and make them, if there's a predator that wants to get them, they can put them spiky. And once they start calming down, he's going to start actually putting them down. You can already see that he's starting to get a little bit calmer. Now, let me just readjust. Now, I think he's falls squarely into the cute. And I actually think he's a little bit cuddly too. Once he calms down, his spikes kind of start going completely backwards. And he starts being really, really fun and really, really cuddly. Oh, there we go. Look at that cute face right there. Now, this animal is a nocturnal animal. And nocturnal animals like to be up all night. And he's thinking to himself, what is that black thing in front of me? That's a camera. So he's got that little nose that's going too, and he's got big eyes. So they're nocturnal, so they're going to be up all night. So that's one of the reasons why he takes them a minute to wake up. Now, the other thing is they can curl up into a ball. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of demonstrate. If you look, you can see that he is completely in a ball, and that's really, so what they can do is they can go up into a ball if they're getting threatened by a predator. Now, if they get threatened by a predator, they're going to go up into a ball, but they also do something else that's really, really disgusting. So they are an insectivore, which means they eat, they eat insects. And they can eat insects that are delicious, like grubs. They can eat all sorts of yummy, yummy things. but they can also eat something that is really acidic. Now, if they eat something good or saliva, and they're going to start licking their quills. Now, if they like the food, they lick their quills so they can eat it later. If they don't like their quill or their food, if they eat the fire ants, it's to actually wind up keeping the like the spikes really acidic. And you can start to see him really start to calm down. You can see his head a lot better. His quills are starting to go down. He's really just becoming a lot calmer of an animal once he's awake for a little bit. Now, a lot of people look at them and they say, oh, you have a porcupine. And this is an animal that is actually closely related to shrews and tenrics. They're insectivores, whereas our porcupine friends are related to rodents. They are the same thing that you just saw as the same species as the, I hear a parrot. The same species as our guinea pig. That's the word I was looking for. As the guinea pig, and they're rodents. And they live in Africa as well, but there's also some in North America. Whereas you would not ever find a porcupine or a hedgehog native to North America. And you can take a look at the big face right there. As you see how cute he is right there. And that's why we kept him in our cute and cuddly day. All right. Once again, if you want to see the ultimate cuteness of a hedgehog, right there, you can just look and see how cute he is.
We're getting tons of comments in here, Tom, about what a cute face.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So Spike has one of the cutest faces. He's got that little nose, and he's just always smelling. And they have such a cool defense, too, because they can go completely into a ball, and they have those quills. And their quills, even though he doesn't really eat anything other than, like, bugs and specialized hedgehog diet, it still is a little bit acidic. So my hands can hurt just a little bit. But he has just got the cutest little face, hasn't he? Now, they use those noses to find, uh-oh, you don't want to see, they want to see your cute face. They use those noses to find all the yummy, yummy bugs. And even though their quills are really sharp on the top of them, the bottom of them is actually very, very soft. All right. Do we have any questions at all, or just how cute he is?
There's a lot of just heart or a bunch of feedback here about what a cutie he is. How old did you say Spike is?
Oh, Spike is only about 5 months old at this point in time. And they can live to be about 4 to 8 years old. He's very young child. For our Northwest Channel logo, right behind us, we have a hedgehog as a logo. So we like to bring hedgehogs and just show you how cool and how amazing of animals they are. Just take a look at that head. Once how it almost changes from being like spike ball to like being able to clear and being able to and Spike. And I am going to get out another animal that I am extremely excited to show. The reason I'm extremely excited to show her is this is an animal that I had for years. We were her third home, and actually last decided that it was time to retire her from shows. Is a very special animal. Oh, she never hang out at home. At home, I can bring her out. This is Dharma, and Dharma is probably about a 20 to 25-year-old chinchilla. And this is a small rodent that is found in the Andes Mountains in South America. They live at such high elevations, about 12,000 feet. And so they need these big, soft coats on them in order to stay warm out there. Now, just because they have these big, soft fur coats, it actually means that they're an endangered animal in the wild. Use them to stay warm. But they're actually pretty common in the United States. And generally, 18 years old, and this one is over 20 years old. She is doing pretty good. We just decided it was time for her to be able to stay home, to be able to eat treats, and to be able to just kind of enjoy life because she's been such a great animal ambassador. We first started doing shows about 6 years ago, 7 years ago now, actually. She was one of the first animals that we were able to take to shows and educate people on chinchillas. And that's really exciting because I love educating people about chinchillas because they are some of the neatest rodents in the world. So everybody has hairs on their head and on their body. Now, for every one hair you have on your head, a chinchilla has 100. That means that their hair is so thick and so fine. Now, when we get cleaned off too, take or in the summer, jump in a pool, or just generally get wet, get some water in us, makes us feel nice and clean. Chinchillas, both in captivity, in the care of man, and in the wild, are actually animals that are not able to get wet. In fact, if they get wet, the water doesn't get out and they could actually wind up molding. But in the wild, they do this really, really neat thing. There's all this volcanic ash that kind of is just all around. And with the volcanic ash, they'll actually roll around in it and they'll get all that little fine dust. And they'll actually go and permeate through the hair. And so we simulate that here at Northwest Animal Adventures with something called Chinchilla Dust. It's basically just a very fine powder. We give it to her. She, does a couple of rolls, and man, she just gets all nice and clean. And once again, she's an old chinchilla, but she still really is spunky. She likes kind of coming out. She likes eating treats. She's really likes craisins. That's her favorite treat right now. Now, chinchillas are also a nocturnal animal, just like the hedgehog. You can see that she's got big ears and big eyes, but she has a different type of way to be able to sense and see. I don't know if you can see it very well on the camera, but she has all those big whiskers. In fact, her whiskers go out to here. Now, those whiskers allow her to, you're like, oh, it's so fun coming out and seeing people. Those whiskers allow her to be able to see as she's moving around in the dark. Or not really see, but more sense. What's around her? Are there rocks? Is there, her handler? Oh, hey, how's it going? Oh, you're just the cutest little thing. So she is such an amazing animal. And she's also a great example of always making sure you do your research before you get an animal. Chinchillas can live to be in their teens very easily. And we actually were the third home at least for her. People kept saying, oh, it'd be so much fun to have a chinchilla. It'd be so much fun to have a chinchilla. And then they wind up getting one and they realize, oh, it's a lot of work. You have to clean them. You can't get them wet. Sometimes they're affectionate, but sometimes they're not. And so they look to rehome them. Now, Northwest Animal Adventures, every single animal we get a forever home, which means that this animal, even if she's not doing shows, traveling, she's going to live with us. She's going to be a part of our Northwest Animal Adventures Animal Ambassador family, and we are just so thankful for everything that she's been able to give us. Take a look at that cool tail she's got, too. She's like a little hairbrush right there. And she is just an amazing, amazing animal. Look at, I'm going to try and put that hair right up there. She's shedding a little bit just because it's getting warmer all of a sudden. If you can see just how fine it is, it's extremely soft.
Tom, she is so sweet. I just want to pet her from here. She's such a lovely one, lovely little one. With her teeth, someone was wondering, is she like a guinea pig or like a rabbit where she has to chew down her teeth?
Yeah. So they are rodents, just like a guinea pig. So yep, they absolutely have to chew down their teeth. So they do have to make sure that you give them something to chew on. They're not as big a chewers as like a guinea pig, but yes, they still have to chew because like all rodents, they have ever-growing 2 front teeth. That's a really good question. And she is very, very sweet. And she's great because a lot of people look at chinchillas and they see them or they've seen them. Oh, they're an animal that's really common. Actually, in the wild, you'd be very, very special to be able to see one. One, because you'd have to climb to the top of the Andes Mountains. And two, it's just because there's not a ton left. And all the chinchillas in the United States came from 12 animals that were taken in the early 1900s. Which is pretty cool when you think about it. Oh, she's shedding. Oh, what a good little girl. All right, everybody.
Someone was wondering here too, are they endangered, or is it just that they're more shy, that's why you don't see them?
They are endangered in the wild. Yep, they're an animal that could go extinct, and they're hunted for their beautiful, beautiful coats. And so you can't see this, but they are so soft, and they're able to stay very, very warm in the very, very cold Andes Mountains. So she's, yep, an endangered animal in the wild.
Well, she's beautiful. I'm glad we got to see her.
Oh, cute. All right. Good girl. All right. So I am actually going to go back to Northern Africa. And then I'm going to finish actually with our Australian animal, just because he didn't want to be in the beginning. I can we'll move the camera over so you can see him. But this little girl is an animal that comes from the Sahara Desert. Now, this animal I would never, ever, ever recommend you have as a pet or an animal that you interact with unless you absolutely know what you're doing. This, good girl. This is Tinkerbell, and Tinkerbell is a 10-year-old Fennec Fox. Tinkerbell came to us about 2 years ago from a facility in New York. They were looking to downsize some animals, and we were able to get just this amazingly beautiful, majestic Fennec Fox. Fennec Foxes are also known as desert foxes, and if she looks like she's losing some hair, it's because she is. Once again, once the summer hit, all of a sudden about last week, all of our animals started doing some pretty hardcore shedding. Now, Fennec Foxes are a gregarious animal as well. They like and they like to get really, really close together in the nice cool nights. And during the day, they like to sleep as well. Now, if they sleep during the day, that means that this animal is up during the dawn, and they're up during the dusk when it's cool. It's not because they live in the Sahara Desert where it gets really, really hot during the day and really, really cold during the night. So they're crepuscular, which means they are up at dawn and dusk. This animal is amazingly designed to live in the desert. The first thing is everybody says, look at what big ears you have. Now those ears are useful for a couple different things. The first is when they hunt. They can actually hear things scurrying underneath the sand on the ground, and they can actually count about 2 feet up and grab something that they hear. So they kind of work. Oops. 1 second. That? Yeah, sorry about that. So those ears are good for hearing. The thing is those ears have in them. And so their ears and the heat radiation, it's called ear, called thermal regulation. A lot of animals that live in the desert. Now they also have really, really neat paws. So if you look, you can see that she has hair on the bottom of her paws, just like that. Now, if anybody's ever been to a hot sandy beach and they've actually ran on hot sand, they absolutely know that you can burn your feet. So by having hair on the bottom of their pads, they will not actually burn their pads at all, because it's like wearing shoes while you're running. And take a look at that light sandy color right there. So in the hot sun, if you wear like a nice light t-shirt, you know, it kind of reflects heat. And if you wear like a t-shirt, it'll absorb the heat. So the reason she has that beautiful, beautiful tan coloration is because that beautiful tan coloration actually allows her to reflect the heat, kind of like us wearing a light shirt. I'm, of course, wearing a dark green shirt right now. Now, everybody looks at her and kind of thinks she looks grumpy, and they say, well, Tom, how can you tell that she's having a good time? How can you tell that she's not upset about doing a show right now? And the answer is, Fennec Foxes have this really, really neat adaptation about them, is they can actually purr. It's not an auditory purr that you hear unless you put your ear right next to it. By putting my ear right next to her, I can actually hear her purr. I can feel it in my hand when I'm handling it. She also looks very, very calm right now, but I guarantee you that's just because we work with her on a daily basis. So she knows and trusts. This is on the ground completely different. In fact, we have about a 2-acre facility here, and if I was to put her on the ground, I would probably be up half the night waiting for her to get tired and kind of want to come on home. She would just want to run and play and kind of just be a little bit crazy. So we have to make sure that we handle her very regularly. We want to make sure that we're making sure she's gets a lot of exercise, but we also want to make sure that she's being safe. And an animal this small, even though she is a predator, which does mean she eats other animals, small animals like this can be prey animals for other animals. And especially around here, we're up in the open sky. We have hawks, we have eagles, we have all sorts of things that would really, really, really think a fennec fox is a very delicious meal. Fennec foxes are also the smallest of all the fox species in the world. They get between 2.5 to 4.5 pounds. She is about 3.5 pounds. In fact, we took her to the vet about a couple weeks ago just for her general checkup, and he said that she could stand to lose just a couple pounds.
Well, not a couple pounds.
Not pounds. Couple ounces. She's slightly overweight. But she is a beautiful, beautiful girl. Do we have any questions or anything for Tinkerbell, our Fennec Fox?
Oh, more Kaporian about how lovely and cute she is, of course.
Yes.
I'm also wondering here too, like what kind of family environment do they live in, like a habitat?
So that's a really good question. So their main habitats is in like dens and caves. They'll basically live underneath the ground where they can get away from the cool of the actual Sahara Desert, because the Sahara Desert can get extremely hot. Really neat is we have a couple animals here that interact with them in the wild. One of them we're actually going to meet tomorrow, I believe, and nope, not tomorrow, Wednesday. We have a tortoise, and in the wild, our tortoise, the African spurred tortoise, would actually dig burrows, and the fennec foxes will actually sometimes use those burrows to actually get away from predators. And their main predator is a Eurasian eagle owl, which we'll actually wind up seeing, I believe, Friday. So really cool that animals interact with each other in their different habitats. But fennec foxes, when they're not hunting, they're away from the hot sun in a cool cave where they can kind of get away. It's a little bit humid. They don't drink water in the wild. They'd actually just get all the moisture they need from the food they would eat.
Very cute. Oh my gosh. Oh, we love the close-up. She does look like she's given us the stink eye.
Does, but she's not. She's a very, 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 oh, look at that little girl.
Oh, that she's extra happy, probably purring right now.
Oh yeah, and she actually can hear things. So I don't know if you guys can hear, but there's actually a plane right above us, and she's actually using her ears to kind of try and determine where that sound is coming from. So that's why you're actually seeing her move her ears around. It's kind of like a parabolic dish, which actually allows them to hear where the sound is coming from. All right. Any other questions about Tinkerbell?
She's beautiful. We are wondering here too. Let me just pull up the question here. So you mentioned that she might, around here, of course, be looking out for hawks and eagles. What sort of predators might she encounter if she was out in the wild?
Sure. So they are from Northern Africa. The main predators are birds. Fennec foxes are there's not too many big animals in the Sahara Desert where they are, so mainly animals that don't need a ton of water. They could be predation about lions do share a little bit of their habitat with them. So if they were to run into a lion would eat it. But the majority of it is animals from the air. Because in the desert, things tend to be small. They tend to be compact. They tend to, this would be a pretty decent predator in the Sahara Desert. But there's other smaller cats as well that are there, but probably wouldn't really mess with a Fennec Fox necessarily.
Oh, what a cutie. We loved hearing from her.
All right. Well, my next cute animal, I'm going to have Stephanie actually follow me a little bit with the camera so I can actually just take you to him. So we have, if you joined us right away in the beginning, you might have seen me struggle with him a little bit. So what I'm going to try and do is actually see if our Venice wallaby actually wants his bottle. Now, a lot of people, got the camera? A lot of people love this little guy. And this is not where he lives. This is just kind of a temporary little area pen so we can get him up. He actually lives in the house with us right now. So this is Irwin. And Irwin is a almost exactly 1-year-old Bennett's wallaby. Bennett's wallabies come from Australia and Tanzania. They are marsupials, and more accurately, they are referred to as macropods. Macropods are actually known for big feet. They can hop very well. You do not want your baba. Do you? You don't want your baba? No. So he doesn't want his baba. Here, let's see if he just wants to come over here. Now, we got him in March, and we got him when he was about 8 months old, and he came to us about 3 pounds. He's a little over 10 pounds now. He's between 10 and 15 pounds now. And full grown, he can actually wind up getting around 25 to 30 pounds. So he's going to almost double in size eventually, but he still is pretty cute. Now, wallabies are incredibly amazing animals. They have these hands, and they can use their hands to grab things. But in order to move quickly, they use this big tail, and I'm sure. They use these big feet and that big tail in order to kind of move around really, really quick, rapidly. Hi, bud. Now, I don't know if you can see, and he's probably going to struggle a little bit because he's here we go. Doesn't always like being held. So they have a big toe on the front, and that's kind of their main defense. They can actually use it to kick out. They can use it to kick out. And they also have like a little 2 nails on there they can actually use to groom. Oh, here we go. All right. I know, you just don't want to come and say hi to everybody. Normally you're so... He likes the in-person things. He loves the scratching. And we actually hand raise him, so he... There. Oh. There, you want it? You just chewing on it. So when marsupials are born, they're born about the size of a jelly bean. And when they're born about the size of a jelly bean, they actually will crawl up the mom's belly, and they'll actually, you really want to hop out, don't you? They'll crawl up the mom's belly, and then they'll attach themselves to a nipple in mom, and then they'll actually just grow inside the belly until they're about 8 months old. And then they kind of come out of the belly, and then they start hopping around. But they'll still drink milk for about a year to about 12 months. So that's why he still gets his bottles. He only gets about 3 a day, which is down from when we first got him. He got a bottle every 4 hours. So we spent a lot of nights. It's like having a brand new baby. Oh, 1 second. It's not turning on. Here, let's just go to the. Whoop! Sorry about that, everybody.
No worries. Just, guys, we're gonna be back on.
All right. Well, that was our. All right, thank you. Sorry about that. We had some little technical difficulties. Well, that was our last animal that we were going to show you guys. Thank you so much. Once again, my name is Tom with Northwest Animal Adventures. We do educational presentations. Our website is www.northwestanimaladventures.org. You can go check us out. You can find us on Facebook. Just search Northwest Animal Adventures. We'll come up. We post videos. We're really excited to be able to work with the city of Renton this week and share a lot of unique animals that you might not get an opportunity to see very often. So thank you very much for setting this up, City of Renton. And
well, thank you so much for having us on. Can you give us a little sneak peek of what we're going to see tomorrow?
I can, but
I mean, you just tell me about it rather. If you
yes. So tomorrow we're going to be doing our Creepy and Crawly show. So there might be some leaf bugs and maybe a little bit of a creepy crawly mammal.
Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, I'm excited. This is really neat.
Yep.
Okay. So, hey, we love seeing you here virtually here too. If other folks, if they can't wait till we're all in person for this, can they go ahead and hop on your website and do something similar for a birthday party or something?
Absolutely. All of our information is on our website. We're doing virtual presentations. We're doing, so absolutely. If you want a virtual presentation, go ahead on the website, reach out to us, send us an email. You can contact us right on there. And we would love to be able to share our animals with you. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay, well, guys, tune in tomorrow at 6:30, and we'll be excited to see those creepy crawlies. Thank you so much, Tom. Thanks, Stephanie.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having us.
All right, see you tomorrow.
Bye.